So basically, I call this the homeowner incentive program, where everybody wins, including the homeowners.
A couple things I don't like about this deal is giving power to the people, because no matter what people think their house is worth, it's always worth a little bit less than what they think it's worth in their mind.
I suspect that you put this all together last minute to try and like get on here quick.
So I actually like this deal. The question I need to understand really, really good is this. When do I get my money?
So 4 to 8 months.
He's not taking no for an answer. That's my kind of guy.
Three investors, Ben Mirazan, Matt McKeever, and our guest investor will watch as entrepreneurs present their deals with only one chance to make the pitch. Brought to you by Cashflow Tribe.
Today, I'm asking you investors for $1 million.
You're asking for $1 million. That's a big ask. Right off the bat, that is a huge ask.
Your ask of $1 million doesn't scare me.
I don't know if the numbers are adding up for me, man.
I like the creativity behind the idea of giving us 10% equity in the deals you do. But I think that even that sort of language is a bit convoluted.
I will refuse to invest in someone that refuses to invest in themselves.
I want to talk to you guys about basically the new Burr approach in Hamilton.
This is my bread and butter. Duplex conversions were how I made a lot of my start.
I'm sitting here like, show me the money. I want to see the money. And if the money keeps me excited and awake, then I'm like, okay, let's go to the rest of this thing.
I often talk to my team about the difference between like a repeatable business and a magic trick. And this is kind of a magic trick. How many deals like this are we going to come across in Hamilton that are going to fit this model?
So what I'm asking for is an investment of $40,000.
As far as wholesaling experience up until this point, it's zero, right?
How are you going to take advantage of the wholesale market that's already pretty flooded?
I haven't really talked to Matt or anyone about this.
In this scenario, I feel like I may have to put the money in a duffel bag and drop it behind the dumpster.
Selling a dream, I think you can probably do it, but 10% is probably not what's going to get it done.
straight to the point. What we would like to do is to present you with an opportunity to earn over 21% ROI.
Anybody can buy a duplex. It takes a special person to take that duplex and turn it into a business.
Tying up money for 2 years for the sort of upside that we're looking at just doesn't really fit within my personal investing.
Like, let's not be greedy, guys.
There's still a lot of speculation for me, and if I'm going to speculate, I might as well put my money in the stock market.
Okay, just one at a time.
Not necessarily.
Just reflecting back on the last deal that you were attempting to fund there with Matt, where there was absolute no solid asset at all. It was just on the hopes that someone's marketing is going to pay off.
If you would have had one more slide, you'd have lost me.
I'm going to disagree a little bit. I cannot see that happening.
Don't let the pitch make you a little... Come on, man! When you come to the pitch, man, be ready.
This property that we're taking a look at, it's got an ARV of 165, and our comp is extremely solid, double verified by both me as well as a contractor.
I'm honestly lost as to what we would be talking about.
Is that a question, or?
If it doesn't make sense in the first 2 minutes, it's probably not a good deal for me.
What I'm really interested in doing is getting more people into the Sault Ste. Marie market.
No, I'm pretty sure he's looking for 100% financing. You actually brought too much creativity, which is rare for me to say.
Can I respond? Or let's say we come in under ARV, which I really don't think we're going to.
A fast nickel beats a slow dime, dude. Hold on. I got the 40, man. I'm actually giving you a better deal. Do you want to take it?
My question to you, judges, are you willing to invest in me today?
All right, so let's get right into this.
How much money do you actually need here? I don't even know what numbers you need. Like, you didn't bring me a deal.
Had you leaned upon your experience a bit more, that could have helped.
I will be contributing $100,000 in capital towards the purchase of a flip property.
There's three things that I really focus on when I lend: character, capacity, and capital.
This is certainly something we come across all the time.
But without a deal here, man, you're just a nice guy with a hammer.
Today I'm going to pitch you a wholesaling deal.
There's just a lot of unknowns right now for me, so it's very hard to make a good firm offer.
I'm so confident about my deal.
How is somebody supposed to just jump into this and go, this is a great idea?
The fact that there has just been nothing transact in the last 8 months to a year shows a certain illiquidity to that market, right?
I think the biggest thing, guys, if we're having a lesson here, who are you pitching to? I have no desire to go to Pembroke. I can't even spell Pembroke.
Okay, look at this. Who wants to buy this deal?
You are on the clock. 5 minutes. Let's go.
Today, I'm asking you investors for $1 million.
For $100,000.
$146,000.
I'm asking for $300,000.
You're asking for $1 million. That's a big ask.
For me, I do have concerns.
I'm a very nice guy until you ask me for money.
You have an opportunity to play a bigger league. That takes guts. It takes balls. You don't ask, you don't get.
I got to know in the next 30 seconds, and I'm not partnering with anybody else on this deal.
Like, you're getting a great deal, in my opinion.
Today, I'm going to go with my gut and choose.
What is going on, everyone? Peter, the producer, hanging out in the dugout. Yes, I'm hanging out here in the dugout, getting ready for the show. And if you guys aren't aware, if you're brand new to the show, brand new to the pitch, after the show, there's actually a whole Zoom call after, only for Cashflow Tribe members, where we hang out and discuss and break down the deal. So if you guys are interested, if you guys want to have a seat at the table and actually participate and get to talk with the guest pitchers tonight, get to talk with the investors and hear how these deals are going to be broken down deeper after the initial deal, this is where you guys need to be. You guys need to be in the dugout at the end of the show. And again, all you have to do is be a Cashflow Tribe member. So if you guys are watching, you guys aren't part of Cashflow Tribe right now, you guys got to head over to cashflowtribepitch.com. See it scrolling at the bottom of your screen there? Yeah, right there, right there. We're going to be hanging out after the show, breaking down these deals. And guys, a couple weeks ago, there were more deals. There were more pitches going on in the dugout after the show. So this is your opportunity. Come join cashflowtribepitch.com and join Cashflow Tribe, and we'll all be hanging out after the show. But this is an amazing community. I've been helping Matt run his YouTube channel and manage his social media for a long time now. I actually got to see Ben and Matt meet for the first time. I was there vlogging for them and got to see them create Cashflow Tribe. And I think it's absolutely amazing what they're doing here. And it's amazing that I get to be part of this in any way, but get to watch and see what has happened over the last few years of them coming up with this idea and then implementing it into the Canadian real estate market and helping investors, helping people who never thought that they could actually do these concepts and do this for themselves, and watch them grow, not just financially, but their personal development, their confidence, their self-esteem. So many things I've seen happen to the people who have joined Cashflow Tribe, the people who have joined Council, and are taking the steps for themselves to level up. And I don't think it would be possible without this amazing community that they've created here together. So I absolutely love, again, what's going on with Cashflow Tribe. Again, if you guys aren't part of it, go to cashflowtribepitch.com and join, and you can hang out in the dugout with us after the show. But Cashflow Tribe has amazing features here on their website, all for free, that you guys can get. So this is basically like a news feed that they have here, very similar to, I'd say, Facebook, where you're connecting with real estate investors from all across Canada. Whenever someone makes a post, it goes on the news feed here, which I find is so handy. All these social media platforms now, they're gearing things to show you what's the most popular and what's going to keep you addicted. Versus this stuff, everything is set up in such a streamlined way to really connect with other real estate investors. You can see who's live here right now, what's going on. We got Marshall Buckner. I don't know why you're not watching the pitch, but he's live right now, connecting, doing deals here at Cashflow Tribe. They have private off-market deals going on Cashflow Tribe. If you guys are looking for deals, if you're a real estate investor or looking to become a real estate investor, you need to be part of Cashflow Tribe. There are deals right here, right now. You guys can get private off-market deals if you guys are part of the website. So I really suggest going to sign up. There are deals going down here, as well as so many other amazing features. They have courses here where you guys can start leveling up for yourselves. They do daily trainings 4 days a week where you get to interact. Like if you guys are looking to connect with Matt or you guys are looking to connect with Ben, this is where they're doing it. it might be hard to get connected with them because of how they're growing with their social media. It's hard for them to get to all your messages, but they're taking their time out of their day to engage with you guys here on the website. And this is the opportunity in the daily trainings, the live Zoom calls that they do. Again, they have all these free courses here, how to analyze the real estate market, how to leverage Instagram, how to make 5K using real estate investing. There's so many amazing features here with the website. But again, I love the community that they got developing, that they got growing here. So we're going to give a quick shout out to all the new members who have joined here on Cashflow Tribe. We are currently sitting at 2,839 people who have joined Cashflow Tribe. It's absolutely amazing to see. I'm going to try not to butcher any of these names, but we got Jose, Lee, Wafa, Camille, Steven, Sam, AJ, Melissa, Penny, Camille, Angelo, Julie, Juan, Ryan, J Deep, Barath, Robert, Kelly, Leandra, and Michaela. These are just a few of the amazing new Cashflow Tribe members that you guys can connect with and start doing deals. Like, this is where everything's going down. Everything real estate in Canada is going on here. And if you guys are interested, if you guys think you have what it takes to be on the pitch and pitch your deals to Matt, to Ben, to the guest investor, we're now accepting applications for everyone out there on the internet. So if you guys are interested, in the description box below, you guys can sign up for to be a pitcher on the show. Like you will see our 2 guest pitchers tonight, and have your opportunity to potentially become business partners, to potentially joint venture with Matt or Ben or our guest investor. So all you got to do is head over to the website there. That's in the description box below. Fill out the form there. We won't accept anyone who does not do a 1 to 2 minute selfie video. So just be aware, if you're going to come here on the show and be comfortable with going live in front of hundreds and thousands of people, then you should be comfortable making a 1 to 2 minute selfie video. But besides that, we also got to give a quick mention to the Cashflow Tribe Town Hall. So we have an amazing event coming up at the end of this month for Cashflow Tribe members, where you guys get to voice your opinion. You guys get to be heard. We're looking to improve Cashflow Tribe, and this is where we're listening to people's voices. We got a bunch of questions coming in. Matt and Ben are actually going to be revealing some new features about Cashflow Tribe as well too. So guys, if you're not part of Cashflow Tribe, again, I really suggest doing it. They're doing so much to involve the community, hear your voices and how they can improve and make Cashflow Tribe the best for real estate investors across Canada. So again, I'm really excited for tonight. I hope you guys are excited for an amazing show. If you are, let's get the guest investor. Let's get our guest pitchers. Let's get Matt and Ben amped up. Let's get some comments rolling here. I want to see some fire emojis. If you guys can find the baseball emoji, let's blow up the chat with some baseball and fire emojis right now. Let's get everyone excited. And we're going to bring Daniel on the show here. So get ready, guys. Really amped up for tonight's show. Let's get into it.
Warning. All lenders are professional Canadian real estate investors who invest their own money into these deals. Every pitch is made cold, and every lender will make offers at their own risk. 3 investors: Ben Mirzan, Matt McKeever, and our guest investor will watch as entrepreneurs present their deals with only one chance to make the pitch. Brought to you by Cashflow Tribe.
Hey, oh, what's up, y'all? I ain't know it's on yet, man. What's going on, everybody? Shout out to Preeta, the producer. I'm on live, ready to go, because it is the pitch, brought to you by Cashflow Tribe, Canada's #1 real estate community. If you don't know who we are, you are about to know. We are a group of almost 3,000 investors, people who are looking to expand on their financial security, get to places where they can change their family tree, do things in such a way where they would otherwise not be able to because of real estate. And so my name is is Daniel Blagrove. I am the host of The Pitch, brought to you by Cashflow Tribe. I highly want to recommend that if you want to check out what Peter the producer was talking about, go on and grab a free membership at cashflowtribepitch.com. You will see it in the ticker below throughout the show. Cashflowtribepitch.com. Looking forward to seeing you on the inside. But listen, it's an amazing show. We are going to bring you a special guest investor, another 2 amazing guest pitchers. So I'm not going to hold it any further. Let's get right to it. From the red corner, I got to bring him on. I hope y'all ready, because some of y'all were saying, man, we miss him. We got to get him back. Well, he's back. He's live and in shine. I got to bring him on. His name is Ben Mirzan.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Ben Humble. Daniel, quickly before I kick this out, I'm giving out some cold, hard cash. Here's what you got to do. Go to Ben Mirzan Facebook page. Make sure you share the stream out. I'm going to drop some people. I'm going to give out $300 tonight to 3 people that share the stream, and I'm bringing $1.63 million with me on the show tonight. Don't waste my time. Let's go.
An immigrant from Romania, Ben Mirzan escaped communism and became Southwestern Ontario's largest single-family investor. Ben has done almost 300 deals in Canada, becoming a multimillionaire by the age of 30, and is the CEO of Cashflow Tribe, who has a passion for helping others reach their true potential.
From the blue corner, with over 72,000 subscribers on YouTube, scaling and starting businesses like it's nobody's business, looking to partner tonight. But if there's no good deal, man, he might have to buy some Bitcoin for real. The one and only Matt McKeever.
Awesome. Thank you, Daniel. Looking forward to another great episode of The Pitch. Hoping to find some deals, but yeah, we'll see. Last week I didn't get any deals, so hopefully we find some this week.
Achieving financial independence and quitting his day job at the age of 31, serial entrepreneur and angel investor Matt McKeever is Canada's leading real estate investor on YouTube. With a portfolio of over 150 units, Matt shares his wisdom with his growing following of over 70,000 subscribers and over 4.5 million views.
You're muted, Daniel.
Oh, all right, guys. Before we get going, I got to bring on one more guest. I hope you get excited, because if you don't know him yet, you're going to know him now. Listen, he started investing in real estate back in 2016. And while working a full-time job, he was saving as much money as possible. He purchased his first property, and it was a duplex, by the age of 26 back in London, Ontario. And while living for free in his duplex, he began building his portfolio. And check this out, guys. He was able to do this with no joint venture partners, with no other people on title. He was able to scale his portfolio to up to 56 units on his own with no partners. He's now continued to do this, and while growing his portfolio, he's focused on coaching, mentoring, and helping other people like you achieve financial independence. I gotta bring him on. His name is Kellen James.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. I've checked out a few episodes of this and hoping to bring some similar energy. Yeah, really looking forward. Thanks for having me on as a guest, guys.
Oh, yeah. The pleasure is all ours. I'm so excited. We got Matt, we got Ben, we got Kellen. All right, y'all, I got to know in the comments, what is the prediction? Are we going to get 2 deals secured tonight? Are we going to get 1 deal? Are we going to get no deals? Put some fire emojis in the chat. Share this out. Let people know what's going on, because it's about to go down. All right. And so I got to hear real quick, Kellen, you've seen some of these shows. Like, what is your thoughts? How you feeling coming into this? You are our honorable guest. How are you feeling?
I'm just looking forward to seeing what people bring. I mean, it's been cool to see. I've seen people bring on wholesale deals, or, you know, I've seen a variety of different markets and strategies. So I'm just looking forward to seeing what our pitchers have on deck tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ben, you talking, you got a lot of money ready to deploy. You just got to see the deals, and if it's worth attracting the money. How are you feeling tonight? Where are you at?
Dude, I'm ready to go. I mean, I don't want to waste any time. I'm bringing the cash to the table. I'm excited to put some stuff together. Who knows? Maybe I'll convert some of that cash to Bitcoin or some other currency here. Maybe we'll use some of that in tonight's transactions. But I got real hard cash ready to go right now. So listen, man, just don't waste my time. I'm ready. You know, I'm back in the game. Let's go.
That's awesome. And Matt, you are coming from the blue corner. You have a lot of businesses running, so you're very much interested in seeing what kind of business models people bring to the plate. How are you feeling tonight? What are you hoping to see from tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited to find some more deals. Earlier this week, we just went firm on a 29-unit parcel in St. Thomas, so looking forward to finding some more deals. Maybe people have some larger multifamilies for me.
That is awesome. All right, everybody. I've seen some predictions. Continue it. Let me see it in the chat because all three of them got money to lend, money to spend, and money to make until the very end. So I'm going to bring on our first guest, our first pitcher. I hope you're ready. Let me tell you about him. He's coming from the UK, and he grew up in Egypt, where he attended 6 years of pharmacy school. This is where he worked for a year and then moved to Canada in 2017. As a permanent resident, he opened up his own pharmacy in North York, Ontario, in Toronto. And in 2018, he opened up 2 more pharmacies out in the GTA and then opened up 2 more clinics. All right. And so he closed on a duplex with Ben Humble CEO back in 2019. And since then, he has been able to scale and grow his portfolio. And his goal is to grow a portfolio of over 500 units over the next 3 years, which he will follow up with by creating a REIT. I got to bring him on. Let's bring him on. His name is Mina G.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? First of all, I want to acknowledge freaking Blagrove there. You're always fantastic, man. I appreciate you. I'm sure everybody agrees. You make the show just a lot of energy, so appreciate that. And second, I'm too brown to be from the UK. So I'm Egyptian. I was just born in the UK. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the chance to be on this show. I do have ADHD, which is a disclaimer here. So I hope I could just squeeze it in 5 minutes and don't stray along. So I appreciate being here, and hi to everybody, I guess. And Ben, I see you're in a red mood today, so take it easy.
Hey, listen, I'm glad you're here with some real stuff. I know that I helped you on your first deal, and we did it together. That was amazing. That was a couple years ago now, actually back at a really cool event that Matt had put on together. So I'm excited to see what you're going to do tonight, man. By the way, just throw it out there. I think one of the first deals you did was a $135,000 duplex in Canada that I financed. Dude, so bring on some stuff, man. Let's go. I'm excited for your ADHD. You know, just don't put it in my deal. All right? That's all I'm asking for.
Fair enough. That's a fair request.
That's awesome. Mina, you're going to bring the energy, and now I need you to bring the deal. You got 5 minutes uninterrupted for you to present. The floor is yours in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so do I get the presentation thing? I don't know. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is a random dude. That's not me. My company is called M&J Doors. It's between myself and my partner, Jamie. What we want to do is create a REIT. So a REIT, for people who don't know, is a real estate investment trust. I want to go public with this company, and this is how I'm going to do it. So, okay. So I realized that there is sort of a very narrow niche that is not really as available as it should be, which is high-end, affordable, low-end buildings, which means the very cheap apartment buildings that people rent out for $1,000 or whatever for a 1-2 bedroom, just increasing the amenities in it a little bit and charging a little bit higher, charging a premium. That niche does not really exist, and there's a customer for it. So there's 3 problems here. Number 1, that niche does not exist. Number 2, the rent money, everybody, I read on a lot of forums and saw people saying, rent money goes down the drain. Oh my God, landlords are greedy. Landlords take all the money. So that's problem number 2. And number 3, the current model that we have, especially here in Ontario, as we all know, does not incentivize good tenants. In fact, bad tenants get more benefit because they could not pay rent and stay in the place forever. So if we go to the next one. Okay, so what's the solution here? So first of all, I pivoted away from having any sort of property management company or hiring these people because, at least for myself, it didn't work out very well and they don't watch for your bottom line. So we're hiring right now in-house personalized customer service representatives to create personal relationships with the tenants because I want to treat them exactly like I would treat my customers in any business. I own a pharmacy. This is how I grew it from 0 to 7 figures, is by personalized customer service. the product that we all have is not unique. Your real estate is not unique. So if we apply customer service, I believe along with amenities, we'll add a lot of value. The second thing is we want to do this REIT and add a fintech component to it, in which case this REIT will be geared towards the people. Most tenants don't know what a REIT is or do not want to invest in a REIT. So this rent's paid so they don't throw it in the garbage. They will accumulate points, creating some sort of gamification effect to it. They will accumulate some points, which will go towards getting some shares or blocks in that REIT. So in that way, they get dividends. So they feel like they own the place. They're incentivized to do the good, like to be a good tenant. If they pay early, they get a little bit of points, things of that nature. So we can go up. Okay, this is for Ben. So data, not drama, right here. So this, I got it from the CBRE report in 2019, so not even in 2020. This is the relationship between the rent prices and the affordability of homes. So as you can see here, back in 2015 or so, the gap like widened significantly. And according to this trend, in 2020, I'm assuming it's probably going to be even much higher than that because of the crazy spike that we saw. And it's quite hard to see how quickly will that reverse, or will it reverse, or how can it narrow down? So the way I'm looking at it is a lot more people will have to turn towards rentals. And what that means is the rental supply usually is going to be relatively the same. It does not rapidly increase like the prices of the homes. So the rental prices will also increase. And those people that are working from home want better amenities. They want to live in a cheaper place, but with a little bit of condo-like amenities. They want to have some internet. They want to have some services that we created some proprietary packages that I'll discuss afterwards, just not to go over 5 minutes. Okay, so what's my business model here? My business model is buying underperforming apartment buildings to optimize. And I know this is not unique. A lot of people do that. However, what is unique about us is we have two very important core values. Number one is speed. Speed is my Bible. I am the fastest. I will remain being the fastest. And if I'm not, I will strive to be the fastest investor. Number two is efficiency. So efficiency in time and in money. My deadlines are extremely tight. Right now, after learning, I made a whole bunch of mistakes, obviously, but after learning on my mistakes, right now a unit, instead of taking 1 to 2 months to renovate, we do it in 2 days. A full townhouse is renovated between 2 to 3 days. Flooring, paint, all these things cost us, instead of 20 grand, they cost us 3 to 4 grand. So that's there. Number two, after I accumulate 500 units within the next 3 years, I want to create this REIT with the approachable fintech component, which makes it geared towards the average individual. I'm not seeking the high-end investors. I'm not a finance guy. I'm not going to be in a suit. So we're going to have content about it, and we're trying to approach just the regular renter to make sure he is happy where he lives, and we get the higher than average rents, and that way we could increase the value of the property. And having just rents pay them dividends, I believe, is something that has not been done in Canada, at least as far as I'm aware. So I believe that will bring us a lot of attention, which in return will get us a lot of capital, and yeah, grow from there. Just go up, please. Cool. I can see Ben saying, yeah, cool. Everybody has an idea, but execution's the shit. So ideas being garbage if you don't have the capacity to execute. So who the fuck am I? So I came here in 2017 and I got my PR card then, which is a permanent residence card. I'm not even a Canadian yet. And I built 2 7-figure companies from scratch with no capital, not even borrowed. Like it was from scratch, just blood, sweat, and tears. And actually right now I have a firm offer on one of them for $4 million. So I'm not just saying 7-figure companies. So I do have the capacity to build a business from the ground up. Number two, my real estate portfolio, I like to say 2020, but the first one was with Ben in 2019 in November, so right before 2020. And I managed to accumulate 84 units, and I'm still growing. And the only personal capital that I used throughout this year was around $150,000 that I had, and that's it. All the rest was either raised capital or creative financing deals. So let's look at some examples here, so I just don't make my stuff up. I have this Sarnia townhouse complex I purchased in November 2020. This was for $1.3 million purchased, and the cost of reno and holding was $50,000. For reference, we closed November 17, and by December 1st, I was already done with all the renovations. There were 6 vacant units, and we had rented out 5 of the 6 vacant units because we agreed with the seller that we were able to work before close. So we're already working on this deal 2 months before close. We just got it appraised 2 days ago at $2.5 million. So that's more than double the value. What did I gain out of this? Full capital recoup, which I had borrowed, I returned to the investor, $500,000 in cash extra, plus $625,000 in equity created out of nothing. Ben used to tell me before, an investor is who pools resources, creates value out of nothing, and then returns the resources where they are. So this is what we did here. The next one. You might say I got lucky, the market is crazy. We understand that. So let's see the next one. This Sarnia Sixplex I bought from Matt McKeever as a wholesale deal. Purchase price was $300, $305, but I'm just using 300 as easy number. Cost of renovation and holding cost was $150,000. I just got it appraised at $1 million. People will say the market is crazy. I understand. However, we fully renovated the place. The place was renting for $2,500. Now we have it at $7,500. Massive increase in NOI. What did I gain? Full capital recoup again. So full BRRRR plus extra cash, $300,000 plus $250,000 equity created. Can you move up, please? So these are just exact. I was removing this. I don't know why it's still here. But anyways, these are examples of why I'm extremely time conscious, and I pride myself in being one of the leanest operations. And as I grow, I become leaner and leaner because I understand where the expenses are. And I'm also very skilled in creative deal making. Some of these deals have a lot of creativity in them. Please. This is the duplex I bought from my boy Ben in November 2019. I purchased for $135,000. And the cost of rental was between $60,000 to $70,000. I got it appraised at $350,000. Again, you can see the same trend here. The gain on that was a full capital recoup plus $80,000 in cash plus extra $70,000 equity created. Go up, please. Well, Mina, this is lucky, blah, blah. Again, we purchased a London parcel with myself and James at November 2020. Again, same situation. We got creative with the financing. We got a VTB. We worked on the deal before we closed, and we got it at 2.3. Before we even touched anything, it was already appraised at 2.8 or 2.9 million. So I was walking in at 500,000 equity. Cost of reno and holding costs, this is 300,000. I'm very ashamed of this number because these are mistakes that I made, and it could have been much lower than that. However, the market obviously helped me out, and the appraisal was $4 million, which results in full capital recoup again, $400,000 in cash, and $1 million in equity created. You can go up, please. Last deal I'll bring up here. So I'm just trying to show that I understand the idea I'm talking about might sound crazy, might sound big, and it is too big for me. However, I'm really ambitious, really fast, and we'll do what it takes. This Sarnia parcel we closed on in December 2020. Purchase price was $2.9 million. Before I purchased, it was already appraised at 3.3. What did we do with costs? So costs and renos, right now, this was the last deal we created. We now learned how to drop the costs. These are 26 units, and we managed to get turnover around 80% of the building. We still have a little bit more to go. The cost of rental plus holding costs right now is up to 100, but I'm putting a budget of up to 150. And we increased the NOI in 4 months by $105,000. So that results, I didn't get this appraisal yet, so this is just anticipated, but I'm using a 6% cap, which is very conservative for the market and for Sarnia and the type of the property. And that results in a value of around $4.7 million from 2.9. And the gain update on that, I mean, it's to come, so I won't get ahead of myself, but you can see the trend here. Go up, please. So what is my go-to-market plan? So there's two sides of this business, and which is why I'm really excited by it. There's the real estate side, which is very easy to understand. You acquire undervalued units or underperforming ones. You increase their how they perform, and then just recycle capital. the value I want to add to it is adding that REIT aspect with the fintech solution, with a very, a TikTok-like app where everybody's very, where it's anybody can really invest in it, whether it's tenants or not. They can create points. It makes the process of investing very easy and doable. So what I want to do in that front, because you might say, wow, this is a whole realm on its own. I actually went to a financial institution this past 10 days, and I had a meeting with the credit department and my account manager and some other high dude in the bank. And I got a commitment from them. It's not in writing yet. However, I did get a commitment. They said, we will lend you 75% loan to value, and we want to be your exclusive lender on this journey, which gives me a very good indication. Number two, I also went to meet 2 accountants who work in REITs. However, this is still a very gray area for me. I know nothing about it. I did start the discussions, but I now know that I can get connections in this realm. And yeah, definitely going to be working on that. But I want to first accumulate the units. Number 3, before I go to that side, I need to have a partner who's able to direct and navigate our path through this fintech accounting world, because that's a whole other beast that I'm not very well versed at. However, I am the fastest learner you'll meet. I'm the hardest worker, and I can get it done. Go up, please. So what do I want? That's the McKeever special question that you ruined my life with. But that's another story. So I'm looking for $2 million. So Ben, you're a little short there with your 1.63. I'm looking at 8% interest-only payments. I know that sounds low, but in return, you'll get the 8%, which you'll also get a 10% equity stake in this company. What do I need in returns for that? I need access to more capital down the line and the fintech navigation situation. Someone might say, well, I'm able to get into deals and get 50% equity. But the deals that you get into, either if you get equity, you're not going to get interest payments, or this $2 million with the interest, you're able to get the equity and not do anything, even after you extract the capital. This is an ongoing investment, and this is not simply just a real estate thing. This is a full-on business that I'm planning to create. And for reference, the 500 units that I will get in the next 3 years, 100 this year, 150 next year, and the last year 250, will be just using broad picture numbers here. Assuming a unit is between 120 to 150-ish door, this will be between $65 to $75 million of assets under management, and 20%, and I plan to have 25% of that debt-free. So we will raise capital. However, we will recycle it just like I did in all the other deals. And that will amount to about $15 to $20 million in debt-free equity that you would own 10% of. That's my pitch. I don't know, I probably went way over. Yeah, this is the last thing I saw it in a book. If you ask for money, you're going to get advice. But if you ask for advice, then you get money. So who's ready to give me some advice? That's my
all right. Mina, thank you so much for that pitch. Guys, I'm seeing y'all in the comments. Let me know where you at with this deal. I need to hear y'all in the comments. I need to see y'all in the comments, because we got Ben, Matt, and Kellen who are going to ask some questions, going to dive into this pitch and see what opportunities there are, if any, should Mina walk away with a partnership. But before we do, I need y'all to check this out.
We will be right back after these words from Cashflow Tribe.
Well, that's not freaking working.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy hitting you with yet another installment to the pitch, brought to you by Cashflow Tribe, Canada's #1 real estate community. And I want to let y'all know that Mina just made a pitch, and I'm ready and excited for everybody to hear what Ben, what Matt, and what Kellen have to say about this deal. But first, I got to give the honorable mention to Kellen. Kellen, do you have any questions to start things off as we go into Mina's deal?
Yeah. So, well, first off, Mina, great presentation. It's awesome to see that you've got some experience with these BRRRRs, and they seem like they've gone well. And it's also good to see that you've been specializing in markets like Sarnia and London. I think I see a lot of people these days jumping around between markets. So it means a lot to that's important to me to see that someone's specializing in a market, because you're able to recognize, what a good deal is and jump on it quickly. I have an endless list of questions, but I'll try and pick a couple. So you mentioned the idea that you want to buy under market or underperforming apartment buildings, and you're looking to add amenities in order to get a higher end of the lower end type apartments as your niche. So what kind of amenities are you referring to?
So that's a great question. So what we've been finding lately is, for example, I don't know if you're familiar with the Sarnia market, but Sarnia market would generally speaking dictate that a 1-bedroom would be around 900 to 1,000. And even if it's renovated nicely. For example, when we started looking into these markets, we found that there's a bunch of people that are not really catered to, which would be the younger couple or the people who just started working and moving out of mom and dad. And they make good income, but they don't have as good of credit. So this is where our customer service representative does a great job in actually identifying the person, having an actual chat with them, not just a copy and paste, just a generic answer like the other, general property management companies. And that adds a certain aspect of a personal touch. So that brings them in a little better than other companies, because we also answer very fast. Then we get into the apartment itself. Obviously, we have it with the general, the nice flooring, the nice paint, which is not new. However, we add internet to the apartments, which is also not very new, but also we're going to add in the buildings vending machines. And not right now, I'm going to start rolling out all of my coin laundry. In my opinion, it's a hassle, and I just don't want to carry around a bunch of coins anymore. So that room, I'm going to start creating that into an amenity room where, you could have a place where you could just chill, like a meeting room, or because more people are going to be transitioning into working from home, they want their building to start feeling a little bit more than just an apartment. That will not translate directly into ROI for that room, because I know people are like, well, this is going to get me $20 and that's going to translate into X amount of dollars. However, I'm getting regularly on every single apartment we're renting out, $200 plus over the highest market rent, or some of the highest market rents that people are getting because of these personalized approach and the amenities we're adding. We also are rolling out new services where we can people can start opting for cleaning service every once in a while. They can opt for delivery services of sorts. And I understand this sounds like it's not scalable, like it's just taken away from your bottom line. However, the way I see it is, if I have 500 units and we increase, just as a bulk number, $200 a unit, that's going to translate, it's like 100. Yeah, like we're talking at least a couple of $1 million just by these 200. That's if all of the buildings we purchased are exactly at market rent, I could get another 200, another 2 million in value. So it's definitely worth spending a little bit and treating the tenant like an actual customer, like this is a full-on, straight-up business that someone's purchasing from you.
And then, so in addition to that, you're going to have a system where they can earn points through an app of some sort, and then that's going to, they're going to pocket that away for something. How does that part of it work?
So yeah, that part of it is further down the line once the 500 are accumulated. So what happens is, once the 500 is accumulated, I'm going to create the REIT, which is a investment trust, and that's publicly traded, and people can start purchasing shares in that and get dividends, because a REIT is legally required to pay out 90% of its profit as dividends. So then we'll have that on an app somewhere. I don't know the logistics exactly of creating an app, but I also don't know how most things work, and we figure it out along the way. So we'll have someone create this app for us where the more money they pay towards the rent, they get benefit, they get dividends, they get something back. So they feel ownership of the place, not like the greedy landlord, the shitty landlord, all these comments that we see, which some of them are justified, some are not. However, if we create this niche, what I'm looking for the headline. It's like landlord gives back dividends, right? Nobody now can afford a home. However, if they have equity in a REIT that owns their home, well, that's sort of like owning a little bit of the place that you live in. So that's just the idea there.
And I got a bit of a hard-hitting question, but looking for headlines is a great thing. It's a challenge that landlords have in general. When you're looking to turn around, a big part of this is looking for apartment buildings that you can add a lot of value to. And as we know, one of the ways to do that is through getting vacancy. So how would you manage that side of things? When the reputation of this company is going to be so important publicly, you got to approach getting a lot of vacancies, right? Getting a lot of people out of the apartment so you can turn it around and do this.
Yeah, that's a perfectly valid question. It's not hard hitting. You have to ask that question. So there's two ways I've been doing that. So in the past, let's call it 3 months, I got about 22 vacancies. How did I get these 22 vacancies? Number one, when I negotiate the deal initially, I have the seller himself get me vacancies. So I understand that might not work for everyone. However, it's worked fabulously for myself. I've turned over 80% of the building, the one in Sarnia, even though it's one of the worst areas, the worst tenants, all these things. However, 80% of them were gone because I paid money to the seller essentially to just get them out. The rest of them, we go and offer them, just a pure conversation where we're trying to see who can win and how. So we go in, we don't just go, I need you out, here's the money. We don't do that. We go in, listen, your apartment is not very nice. You're paying $700. There's an apartment over here, and we get them a list of 5 or 6 apartments because people are emotional. People like to see things. So you show them the apartment that they're going to live in and how nice it is, and you show them the $500 or $200 or whatever dollar difference, and then you offer them a cash incentive to go there, and you offer them help to move or whatever it is with that particular situation. So we're not going to just kick people out and we're just going to approach this in as carefully as possible.
Great.
Okay, let me jump in here, man. I've been quiet way too damn long. I'm sitting in the background waiting for you to let's go. You're supposed to have ADHD, man. I'm getting it right now watching you. Okay, let me just jump into some hard-hitting questions here. Why are we complicating this thing? Why not just buy 500 units? See, here's the problem. When you come in here and you drop all these trigger words like REIT and TikTok and you're dropping all these things, now it's getting complicated. FinTech. Are these things where's the advantage in adding all these elements together? Are you the Elon Musk of this world, or is this a housing play, or is this some kind of business play on top of housing? I guess I'm failing to see where this thing has a USP. What's the unique selling proposition of this thing? Otherwise, you're basically coming in and saying, hey, man, I want $2 million. Big ask, by the way. I'll give you 8%. Hopefully we get to 25 million in sales. And if we do, I'll give you guys 10%, which is another $2.5 million. But we got to get to 500 units. Why a REIT? Why not just go get 500 units, get the financing, call it a day? What's the point of all this extra stuff on top of it?
Well, it's a great question. Well, the reason behind that is apartment buildings are everywhere. A lot of people have apartment buildings. There's nothing really new about that. And the way I want to add it is add a business aspect to that. So it's not only the value of the buildings. So we're trying to create some extra layer of value on top of just the real estate. And the exciting thing about that is if the business fails, well, great, because you're always backed by the real estate. So you already have a floor of value, but you have infinite potential to go up. So you could sell this to an existing REIT. That's the reason I want to open a REIT myself or create one myself, is to now have a business, have a model, have a clear, a publicly available company that people can buy into. And now it's a business proposition. So I get that. You're going to buy apartment buildings. You're going to try to create some enterprise value. And then you're going to hopefully attract other REIT owners who see the value, the strength and value. But you said, if the business fails, I still got the apartments. Dude, but if the business failed, you got a bunch of pissed off tenants living in your apartments.
Like it's still the
Why?
same underlying fundamental intrinsic problem here. Here's a question I want to ask. You did do something I like. You tell me about all the deals that you bought in a growing market. That's cool. That's fine. We're at a market now where it's fairly hot. Dude, how are you going to get these deals for under market value? If you can capture instant equity, I'm interested in that side of the business. If that works, you capture 20% equity on every deal. Tell me about that. That's what I want to know about. How do you capture the deal?
Yeah, so like I understand that the market is inflated and these numbers may have not been as good in a downturn market. However, there's two parts to that, like to answer that. Number one, according to a CBRE report in 2019 as well, all like in 2008, just like you always preach, all the equities dropped, everything dropped, except for the multifamily, large like apartment buildings. They went up 6% in 2008. Right now, there is a very clear flow, and all money is decreasing from all other types of real estate, flowing right into multifamily buildings, dropping the cap rates and increasing the capital flow to it. So that's that part. And the deals that I got, how much did the market go up? Like since November, 10, 20%? Well, I have a full BRRRR plus cash and equity created with zero of my own money down. So that definitely helps a bit, but it doesn't negate the deal.
Okay, cool. So I like that.
After
I'm gonna kick it to Matt here. Maybe he's got some thoughts. But dude, the deals that you did, amazing. We did one of them. Phenomenal. Congratulations. Beautiful. That was yesterday's news. What I want to know is how are we getting 500 doors in today's market, and how are we getting a deal on them? Because if we can't solve for X, all the other extra little things we do on top of it to create enterprise value or deepening value in the business, like dude, it sounds difficult, far-fetched, complicated. And you want $2 million. What's the $2 million secured on today?
Okay, so of course it's hard. I'm 100% sure it's hard, and that's the whole reason that I'm going to do it. And it's also hard to get 84 units in a year while I'm having a full-time job, while I have 2 kids, while I have 3 businesses to run. Everything is hard. However, I've been able to do 84 without knowing anything. And in this market, I understand what you're saying. I already have an apartment building under contract as we speak, closing in April. And it's a 24-unit building with an extra single-family house on top. And I'm getting 6 vacancies. And the guys renovating them for me, adding laundry, plus getting another 8 vacancies. So that's exactly my business plan. And I purchased this at the market value, however, with all these extras, which buys me time. So in 6 months, I'm going to do exactly what I did in the other buildings, increase the NOI by, in this one, $4,500 in first 3 months, which adds a lot of value, as you know. And I'm going to do it again and again and again.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'll jump in here then. And so I really appreciate you coming on, Mina, and pitching us this. I like kind of interesting deals like this. So first, I just want to summarize, because I think some of my commenters are definitely confused, but I think that I follow along. So the overall plan here is to build a business that's going to acquire 500 units and then essentially spin that business off into a REIT that will then have a fintech component, right? Do I have that sequence of events correct?
Yes, pretty much.
Okay. And then so essentially you're asking us for $2 million, and that's essentially going to be unsecured against a new corporation that hasn't really existed, and you're asking for 8%. And so I guess the way my mind naturally goes is I'm assuming you're asking for that loan for the 3 years until it gets spun into the REIT.
So no, like what I was gonna do, because I knew this question would come up. So there's 2 ways. I already have created like a bunch of equity on other properties. So because we never done business together before, I do understand the need for you to have some sort of security. So there's 2 ways we can do it. Either put a blanket security on other things, and then I will have to hold your equity while this security takes off. Then you put your equity, because it's either or, right? Like if you want interest, or I could just do higher interest payments, and then you get the option. Like I'll give you the option after 6 months to 1 year. If you want to withdraw the loan, I don't need it for 3 years. I only need it for 1.5 years. So because I'm able to recycle it in 1.5 years. In 6 months, you don't feel this is going on. I don't like this. You don't seem to be delivering. Then I would just request you give me 3 to 6 months notice that you want your capital out, and I'll get it back to you.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, then we'd be able to go in like a second place mortgage on properties from the other businesses?
Yes.
Okay, and taking that up to like a 100% loan to value, or had you kind of ran the numbers on where we could land as far as what we're going to be financing those second mortgages at?
Yeah, so the buildings we purchase will obviously have in them 25%, so we can put some in the 25%. Alternatively, I already created about $3.5 to $4 million of equity in this past year. Some of it, admittedly, is because of the market went up. Like a couple of properties didn't really do much in them, and they just went up, which is, I guess, good for me. But there is equity about $4 million, so $2 million will definitely suffice.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, like there's a lot going on here, so I do think it's interesting, but I guess I'll let Daniel summarize for us.
Let me jump in real quick. Okay, dude, I just want to touch on something you said. By the way, I love your freaking energy, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Dude,
when you show up to the pitch,
it,
show up to the pitch, man. I see you're sweating in your armpits, but that's good. You know,
I'm also wearing no pants, so like I don't want to show you that.
You know what?
Definitely
Nobody's
no pants.
wearing pants. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's wearing pants on this show. That's just how it is. I got a question for you because you got a couple interesting things about you. You said that you'd be able to take a $20,000 renovation down to $2,000, and you're going to take a 2 month or 2 week down to 2 days. Tell me about that. What's that look like?
Yeah, so right now I don't hire like contractors per se, you know, like we have them in-house, and I did that like several times, 2 to 3 days to do like a townhouse, to do flooring, paint, and finishing the basement. Nothing complex, obviously. This is just speaking regular flooring, regular paint, and maybe changing a vanity or whatever, painting the kitchen, just standard stuff like that. That takes between 2 to 3 days. Including finishing a basement by flooring and sometimes drywall, mudding, and paint as well.
Oh, okay, but how do you get it from 20,000 to 2,000, dude? You the best contractor in the world. Tell me that.
Well, 20,000 was me being an idiot, right? Like okay. I was paying 20,000 because that was too much. So I got it down from my idiotic 20 to around 2 to 3, and these are, in my opinion, are very low numbers because we also now purchase everything in bulk, like flooring in 30,000 square foot. We purchase everything in extreme bulks. For all of you probably will know, luxury vinyl plank, for example, we've been able to get it down to 70 cents, things of that nature.
Okay. Let me kick it back to you guys here.
Yes, sir. Oh, man, Mita, this is fantastic. We appreciate all the conversation in the comments. Guys, let me know we're about to move to the final offer stage. This is the moment. This is the time where Mita has officially made his pitch, and we are going to find out, will we get a swing from the red corner? Will we get a swing from the blue corner? Will we get a swing from the Google TV? No, I'm joking. From Kellen James, we will find out from right now. So I'm going to go right back to Kellen, who we started. Kellen, do you have an offer you wish to make, or are you out?
So first off, I like in general working with busy people. I know a lot of people might think, look, like, you know, this guy's got a lot going on, and you know, I've often found that the people who are busiest, you give them more to do, and they actually get it done better than people who are, you know, kind of just sitting around or on the sidelines. So I like that about it. I definitely keep all of my investments very simple, and this has layers and layers to it. Yeah, so for me, I wouldn't. I'd have to be out on it.
All right, Kellen is out. We got 2 more batters here ready to go. I'm going to swing it to the red corner from Ben Humble. He is ready to humble. What do you have to say? Do you have an offer, or are you out?
Listen, I like to invest in people that got a lot of energy because I want to use my money to buy your energy, other people's time, other people's energy. Sometimes, though, I end up buying other people's anxiety, and I'm a little bit concerned. I don't know if you're like, you might have something amazing here, or it might be a complete crapshoot, depending. But I like you. I like you. I like your hustle. I like your grind. Here's what I think, man. What are you going to do with the $2 million? What exactly are you going to spend it on?
Just purchasing properties, right?
Okay, so you're going to be securing that $2 million, so you don't need it unsecured, right?
No, I just said, like, I could secure it because it's $2 million, so I could secure it against the other properties that I have about $4 million in equity in, or just the deals that as we acquire them. So I'm open to that. Like, it doesn't matter to me.
Okay, cool. All right, here's what I want to do, man. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm willing to give you $600,000 cash. I want to secure it against one of your existing properties at 15% interest. That's what it's going to cost me. That's what it's going to cost you. We're partners now on it. It's going to cost me a lot because it's got to go to you. And you're a little crazy, so now I got to make a case for it. We'll do it for 1 year, all right? I'll take 15% equity of the deals we do together, and I'm going to help you raise the other money as needed because I don't want to put $2 million out there unless we got an actual deal. But we bring a building under market value, at least 15% under market value, then we'll go raise the other money together. We'll put it out there. We'll use some RSP capital. We'll fund it. I'm sure there's some people in Tribe that want to participate. If you're building something huge, I mean, I think with a little bit of mentorship and clarity, we could do this. But that's my offer, $600K, secured 15%, 15% equity. And then on the back end, we got to get a deal for at least under 15% fair market value. And I'm your guy to help you raise the money.
All right. So before you answer, Mina, I want to make sure we're all clear. Kellen is out. We got a counter offer from Ben, and I got to move to the blue corner to see if there's any other offers presented before Mina decides on a decision. Wow. All right, Matt, what do you have to say? Do you have an offer, or are you?
Yeah, it's a really interesting idea, and you've had a lot of success with your portfolio to date, Mina, so I definitely think it's interesting. I do think these are two very different businesses, the app and the real estate, and I think they could actually be completely approached separately. I don't think that it necessarily is that big of a competitive advantage to the REIT per se, and probably has more potential as a white label solution that could be used for multiple businesses or companies. I'm out at this stage, but still always love to chat and learn more about it at some point.
Well, listen, I ain't looking to chat. I'm looking to do an actual deal. So, Mina, let's. My deal is on the table. 600 cash, secured at 15 points. That's going to be the deal just to get us in the door. That money's yours. Do whatever the hell you want to do with it. And, we'll go get the deals together, help you finance the deals. I'll help you raise the capital. You don't need money, bro. You need a partner. You got $4 million in equity. Go get you a line of credit, and you can start doing this stuff on your own. But I don't think you need more money. I think you need a partner. If the right deal comes along, we'll raise the money. You're in charge. I'll be the partner behind you, making sure the ADHD don't flare up too many times, too often. All right, that's my offer, but I need a decision on that.
All right.
Yeah, so
hold on, Mina, hold on. We want to make sure everybody's in on this. We got two people out. We got one offer on the table. Ben, correct me if I'm wrong. He is looking to position himself as a partner in your business, giving you $600,000 secured to one of your properties at 15%. And I believe there's some more information on purchases on buying properties as far as the criteria there. But this is his pitch. Mina, do you have an accepting or a rejecting of the offer?
So the way I'm looking at it, and I'm going to be very honest here, I do not want to, like, the 15% doesn't bother me per se, but I do not want to give away 15% in equity on top of this 15%. The reason being, I believe at least this company in 3 years will have in debt-free equity, like between $15 to $20 million. So I know right now from your response that you're more interested in money now as opposed to growth later, which is completely understandable. I'll take your 600K. And you're right. I do not need specifically money only, because what I've found is if there's a deal, there's always money. So I'm definitely looking for a partner specifically in navigating this other side of it. And Matt has a very good point. I did not think about that they could be like separated and we could license it or whatever, but that's a different story. I will take your 600K. However, I just like 2 months ago opened a flipping company. I'm not, just as you guys know, I'm not experienced in flipping at all. However, I just closed on 2 deals in Sarnia. So one of them is $90,000 single family home. Another one's around $115,000, and both of them ARVs over 200, 220, and we're spending 10K on each. So I definitely am only gonna flip things that have a little bit of equity in them. So I'll take the 600K, but I'll take them in the flipping side. I will not provide equity on the bigger deals.
Okay, here's my offer then. Here's what we're gonna do. I want all of it. I'm greedy. You can tell by the color, right? I'm not looking for one little thing here. I want to be a partner on the flipping side. Here's what I'll do. Since you don't need 600 grand, I don't think you should take it on unnecessarily until you have a deal. I'll give you 200 grand. All right, at 15 points. I'll take 10% equity, and then I'll fund your flipping deals for you at 70-30. You keep 70 profit. I'll take 30, and I want to do 10 of those a year with you. That I would do because I want a piece of you, dude. Honestly, 500 units sounds cool, man, but you're cooler than the 500 units. I like you, and I want to be in business with you. I can get 500 units anywhere.
Okay.
You accept. But I got to know, though. I got to know now, though.
No, I know. That's what I'm responding. I really am reluctant to, like, if I don't have a partner that's gonna believes the exact thing that I'm doing, which I understand is hard with a 5-minute pitch on the other side. So how about I counter you with, on the flipping side, I'll give you 40% profit and 10% interest rate. You'll do 100% loan to value or even 90% loan to value if it makes you feel better. And I will handle the costs of the renovations and whatnot. And we're going to agree right now. I'm not going into any deal that doesn't have at least $40,000 worth of profit and that is going to take more than 2 to 3 months.
Okay, so 40% profit on the deal, 10% interest on the money, 90% LTV on the purchase price, and at least 40K profit minimum on every deal. Is that the right thing? Do I understand that correctly?
Yes, but I'll just add a little caveat that if the deal has a lot of equity in it, like the fair market value is significantly higher, then we'll just go 100% loan to value.
Yeah, we'll do 90% loan to value, 10% interest, 40% of the profit, 40K. The deal you just pitched me is the only deal I want. Yes or no? Otherwise, I'm out.
Let's do it.
Okay, done deal.
Good deal.
Boom! We just got a deal. Ladies and gentlemen, this went from baseball to an intense ping pong match with counter offer to counter offer to counter offer. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're here for. This is the pitch, and I gotta congratulate Mina because he walked away with the win. And so I gotta give you the floor real quick. How do you feel? You just got an accepted offer with Ben Humble. Talk to the people.
So first of all, this is immense value here because before I actually was thinking that I'm going to come on the pitch, I had to actually write down, I had all these ideas in my head and they sound fantastic in your head. However, when you know that you're going to pitch them, you're going to need to study every point and, this guy's going to say this. And then it gives you a more crystallized form of your business in your own mind. And it helped me change 2 things while I was writing them down. So this was not the original idea. And right now, even Matt gave me another solution, which means I really need to dive deep into it. And this will be a great video for 3 years from now when I do that. And then Ben and Matt and Kellen are looking at us shit, we could have been in that deal. So
I hope so.
My biggest lesson is hurry up and get to the point. That's all I want to know. Get to the point.
I already
We got stuff to do, man. I'm charging you extra points.
Mina is a man of many words, but he's also a man of making money. And so congrats to you and Ben Humble. We're looking forward to seeing this whole process documented, as I know you will definitely look to keep us updated on that journey. So we appreciate you so much, Mina. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
All right, y'all, let me know how you feel about that deal. That was intense. The room was hot. Things were going back and forth and back, but we got an accepted deal. So for those who said there would at least be one deal tonight, you were on track. But we got one more person coming. So let me know in the comments if you're ready for round 2, because Kellen, Matt, and Ben are ready to go. We got another one excited. I'm so ready because I need to see in the chats. I need to see in the chats if y'all ready to go, because I'm not going to bring them on until I see some fire emojis. I see some baseballs. I see some action in the comments. Like Kellen, tell us in your thoughts, what was going through your mind? How did you feel about that first pitch?
Honestly, I think what Ben turned it into there ended up making it a pretty interesting deal. Getting 10% on your money already is half decent when it's secured, and then in first position, and then now you've also got significant equity. And Mina's clearly got a track record of getting stuff under market value. So I think Ben ended up turning that into a great deal for himself and for Mina.
I wasn't gonna let Matt snatch that one from me like last time. So don't worry, I'm ready.
On that.
I'm sharp, man. I'm ready.
He was ready to hustle, ready to humble. That's awesome. Okay, guys, I see y'all in the comments. Y'all are ready. Y'all are ready to go. So am I. All right, let's make it happen. we got another picture. He hails from Scarborough, Ontario, but he moved to London for a bit, but then grew up outside of Lucan, Ontario. He's a licensed paralegal for 12 years and recently started up his own firm solely focused on real estate investors and landlords. He got into real estate back in 2019, doing his first deal, which was a perfect burr, and used the equity he made on it to then buy his latest deal in 2020, which he is flipping into an Airbnb and looking to do a land severance on it as well. So he's doing deals, he's looking to do some more, and he's looking to create a business with his JV partner in Sault Ste. Marie. I gotta bring him on. His name is Matheson G.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. Great to be here. Love the last deal. Mine's not going to be as complicated.
Thank the Lord, man.
Good to hear.
Make it easy. My head already hurts. I like this guy. Deal. Matheson, whatever you want. Deal. All right.
You're getting on the good side already, Matheson. That's awesome. All right.
I only did that deal so you would hurry up and shut up already. That's why we did that deal.
That is the definition of shut up and take my money. There it is. That's awesome. All right, Matheson, here's the deal. We're going to lock you in for 5 minutes, get you the opportunity to pitch your deal to Kellen, to Ben, and to Matt for a chance to walk away with a deal just like we saw our man Mina do. Are you ready? Because the floor is yours in 10, 9, 2, 1, go.
My deal that I'm going to bring is the deal is you need someone to come on the pitch. Let me know. I'm going to say I'm in. I'm going to show up. I'm going to find that deal. I'm going to make it happen like I did in the last 24 hours. Here's my deal that I made happen in the last 24 hours. I got my partner in the Sioux guy, my man Ben, had a wholesale deal for me. So we're sharing this. This property is going for $150,000. The owner of the property didn't want people coming in the property. He didn't want to do the painting. He didn't want to do the floors. He didn't want to deal with the MLS. He just wanted someone to buy it, close on the day he wants to go, and he was willing to leave $30,000 of equity in this property, just so he wouldn't have to deal with people coming in. And I'm going to partner. Well, I purchased this wholesale deal off the Sioux guy. The ARVs are at $330,000. You can see the ARV in the area. This is 1 block away. Sold for $330,000, 7 days on the market. Great thing about the Sioux in here is I just read that the market only has less than a month of inventory. So we know that market's hot right now. We'll see if we can switch over to some of the pictures in this deal. I love this deal because it was so clean. I don't need to go in there, tear down walls, don't need to do electrical. I don't need to do any plumbing or anything. It's just simple lipstick, paint. Oh, let's see if we can fix that. Oh, lost it. And
Are
then,
you renovating the document or renovating this property?
right? All right, so show you some of this property. Where'd you go here? Well, there you are. Share. Share screen. Chrome tab.
It's not a good move, man. You're in the hot seat and your screen doesn't work.
So here's the property. We're going to paint it gray on the outside. We're going to paint the outside. There's some brickwork that's been done around the windows, above the windows. So if we go here, you can see the windows on pretty much every window. They had to do brickwork above. So we're going to go outside. We're going to paint the brick, get rid of the red. We're going to turn it gray. It's nice, clean siding already. We don't have to touch it. Black trim. The gray is going to go nice with the black trim. We've looked inside this property, and it's got this beautiful staircase. We don't need to touch that. We may take the carpet off. This down in the basement, we might just have to paint the walls, but it's got lots of room. We look at the furnace, everything, the water heater, everything's in great shape. So I can go into this property. The kitchen is already fairly new, great floor, great cupboards. Appliances are all new. I just got to go in, paint a few of these rooms, redo the floor in the living room, paint the outside. This is a quick 2-week flip. I'm in, I'm out. The ARVs, See if I can do this faster this time. Share screen. So the purchase price is $240. It's 330,000 ARV. Legal fees, land transfer tax, the wholesale fees, 10 grand. We're in this. There we go. The selling costs are 16,000 after at the 5%, $700 more in legal costs. We're looking at the expected profit of 47,915. All I'm looking for is a partner, money partner. I can bring the rental costs, and someone can bring me a mortgage. I'll give you 30% of the profits if you're willing to do that. Plus the 12% on the interest rate of the mortgage. If you want to do bring all the cash to the deal for the renovations and the mortgage, I'm certainly would be really happy to do a 50-50 split on this deal. That's simple. That's quick. There's the offer.
All right, there it is. Easy and simple to deal. Who's going to steal? We'll find out right after this.
We will be right back after these words from Cashflow Tribe. What's up, everybody? It's your man, Daniel Blagrove, coming to you with The Pitch, brought to you by Cashflow Tribe, Canada's #1, not #2, #1 real estate community. And I'm with Kellen, with Ben, with Matt, and with Matheson, where we got a deal on our hands. The pitch has been made. Shall we see one of us swing on these deals? I'm going to go ahead and start from the blue corner. Matt, how are you feeling about this deal?
Awesome. So yeah, definitely appreciate you coming on, pitching us, Matheson, and the fact that you were able to put this together so quickly. And then the fact you also use Cashflow Tribe's calculators. That's definitely great for brownie points. Although the screen share didn't do you any favors, and I know we ran through those numbers pretty quick. So just to summarize, in essence, you're asking us to completely fund the acquisition cost, and for that, we'll receive 50% of the profit, which is estimated to be about $25,000 would be our take.
Yeah, if you want to fund the acquisition plus costs of the renovation, which I've budgeted for 10,000 or under, you get 50% of the take. If you want me to bring the money for all the renos, closing costs, and everything like that, and you just bring the mortgage, he offers 30% plus the 12% on the mortgage, which is not much for a month.
Gotcha. Okay. And then in essence, the total dollar amount that you're seeking there is?
The mortgage is going to be $240,000. So if you're looking to do 50-50, the total dollar amount will be roughly $265,000.
Okay. So if someone wanted to come in cash, it's $265,000 total you're looking for.
Yeah, and we'll split 50-50.
Okay, and then you're estimating $10,000 in renovations. And did you mention, do you already have a contractor lined up there?
I've already got contractors lined up, and I'll be working with the Sioux guy, Ben, on any little things that can be done that can't be done via Zoom.
Okay, I'll let the other guys jump in here.
All right, I got to bring it to Kellen. Kellen, how are you feeling about this deal?
So actually, Sault Ste. Marie is my hometown, so I'm pretty familiar. What's the how is the partner involved here? You mentioned a partner, I believe. How are they involved in this?
So we certainly want to do a whole lot more deals together. This one, he's just sold me the property as a wholesale deal, and he's promised me some time if I need him to take care of any hands-on things at the property, being that it's a 10-hour drive away from me. So just any little things that may come up, or just keys to the realtor. So a lot of that I'm going to be doing virtually.
So he kind of offered that as part of the deal, just kind of help you out along with it. You pay him the wholesale fee. The wholesale fee is built into this, right? The $240,000 purchase price.
It's $250,000. So the wholesale is
okay.
Included in the $250,000.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you mentioned about 10,000 in renos. We quickly skimmed through some photos there. Can you give like a quick breakdown of how you came to that number?
We may have to refinish the floor. It's a hardwood floor. If we can't refinish it, we're just going to put a nice vinyl plank on there, and that's around $1,500 for the cost of either one of those. And then we've got to paint the outside of the house. We're painting a lot of the rooms inside of the house. There's some sanding and finishing. It's just cost of materials to paint, and then I expect it would be $6,000-7,000, but I definitely put in an extra 25% as a stupid tax.
Cool.
All right, Ben, from the red corner, give us the deal, give us the juice. What is up from the red?
First of all, Matheson, thank you, man. This is an easy deal, right to the point. I got a couple questions. Just for the audience at home, let's go through the numbers together real quick. So what is the fair market value? What are the properties going for in that area right now?
So the fair market value on that property was $270,000 as is, right? So we got the property for $240,000, $30,000 under, which the seller was more than willing to do to avoid having people coming through his property.
Okay, so let's go through that. So $240,000 is the initial purchase price. You got it assigned to you for an additional $10,000, right?
Yeah, so I'm still $20,000 in for the equity.
So you're at $250,000 is your purchase price, including the assignment fee. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, just a couple pointers here, real quick. If it's worth $270,000 times 0.05 is $13,000, right? Meaning, like, let me see here, 270 minus 13 is $257,000. You're really not doing the seller, like, he's not doing you a massive favor. We forget that there's commissions typically when you go to sell the property. So you're capturing about $7,000 there. If you consider the commissions you need to pay on this thing. And you said there's comparable sales at 330. Is that right, dude?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so 330. The $10,000 in repairs scares me just a bit. I'll tell you why. And I want to be very honest here. You talked about the exterior, you talked about the interior. I mean, I flipped hundreds of houses. Unless we're cutting massive corners, I don't think we're doing this for $10,000. Plus, the one thing I know about the Sioux is that it's hard to find contractors and subtrades. So my understanding is that the cost of labor is actually higher than other parts of Canada. So I'd be inclined to think that the renovation, like, I got to add another stupid tax. So can you just speak to that? Like, instead of $10,000, what's a realistic worst case scenario rehab? Because $10,000 seems like a very best case scenario rehab cost.
Worst case scenario, I got to take me and my GC up there, and we're going to go paint the house myself. I own a sprayer. For such jobs, we have the tools, we have the know-how. We will get it done ourselves. It's just paint.
And normally I like that you going to work on it, but dude, you're living in London, Ontario. You can't do that. That's not a business. That's going to take you away from whatever you do for a living. Like that, I'm never going to advocate that you go slug it out and slave through it just to get the deal done. I think sometimes there's a better deal. Here's the question I want to know. This $47,000 total profit, that's after commissions? Is that right?
Yeah, that was after the 5% for realtor fees plus closing costs.
So if you do a 50-50, it's roughly $23,000?
Roughly that.
Okay, so just under 9% for the investor if I bring the entire $260,000 to the table there, correct?
That is correct, but you got to focus on the return on time, because we're going in, we're getting it done in 2 weeks. We're putting on the listing. The last house sold in 7 days. We got a hot market going on right now, and I expect to have this house turned around within 1 month. So the return on time is huge.
What's the average sale price in that market right now?
Average sale price in that market right now, sitting at $220,000.
So this is a luxury home.
It's certainly a lot bigger than the average house in Sault Ste. Marie.
See, had you told me that this was a $200,000 property and average sale price is $250,000, I'm a lot more excited because that market is very liquid. So are the houses at the average sale price selling quickly, or is the 330 selling quickly? Because now we're getting into a higher level property here.
The houses in the market on a general basis are all selling quickly right now. There is right now currently the inventory in the Sault Ste. Marie is at a 30-year low.
Okay.
So which means everything's going quickly. It's hard to find properties to buy in the Sault now, much like the rest of Ontario. Yeah.
Or it means nobody's selling because it's too damn cold. Let me throw it to Matt for a second. Maybe he's got some thoughts.
Yeah, definitely. That $10,000 is always lean on a budget. You know, oftentimes, just like when we're looking at doing our numbers, I start off the moment we're starting a project at 5,000, just kind of like to get the ball rolling, just because that's usually my initial buffer. But other than that comment, I don't have any questions.
Let me jump back in real quick here. I have a rule of 5,000. It served me well for the last few years. And I essentially take, you know, most of the things in the home, flooring, $5,000, a reasonable small kitchen on entry-level home, $5,000, a bathroom, $5,000. And if it's something larger, like a bigger kitchen, what have you, times it by 2, $10,000. So for me, a basic cleanup is $10,000. That's ripping out some carpet, maybe a paint job, etc. You know, anything that's more work, you're talking any kind of mechanical issues, flooring, etc., usually leading towards the $20,000 to $25,000 to do it the right way. So I'm going to have to just make an assumption here that we're probably closer to 20. Like, dude, if you're going to go up there to save $10,000, I think it's good today, but what's the long-term relationship there? I mean, I want to do 10 of these things with you if your partner is the king of Sault Ste. Marie. You know, the king can't only have one house. Go ahead.
Yeah, the reason I would go up there is that's a worst-case scenario. The goal is to have someone come in, do the flooring and do the paint. That's all that's needed. Everything else it's well maintained. It's a beautiful house. The reason he's selling is he just didn't want people or did the wholesaling. He didn't want people coming through the house. So
here's a better question: Can you find 10 more of these? Can me, you, and your partner who found the original deal go and find 10 more like this?
I would certainly hope so. It's I know the Sioux guy is working in abundance right now.
Hey man, that's the deal I want. That's the deal I want you to pitch. I love that you came on here and you created a constraint for yourself and you put a deal together. It just goes to show you what tenacity does. So many people sitting on their hands going, there's no deals out there. Come on the pitch. Come on the pitch and you'll find a deal because you'll be forced to take action, pick up the damn phone and put it together. I love that about you. What I want to know is, how do we do 10 of these? That's the business I want to be in. If we can do 10 of these things, this one's just a layup.
And the way we do 10 of these things is by me partnering with the Sioux guy. So instead of him wholesaling everything, we start flipping everything. That's how we do 10 of these things. That's how we do 20 of these things. I would love to scale up and certainly level up on the flipping business.
When's the closing?
Closing wants is June 1st.
June 1st. Okay.
All right, y'all. We are going to move to the final offer stage. Let me know in the comments. I see the activity, but I need a verification from the crowd. Where are you at with this deal? Are we going to get a swing on this pitch or not? Let me see it in the comments. Let me see some emojis. Let me see some conversations here because we're about to move right to it. And so I'm going to give the honorable guest, Kellen James, the floor here. So here's the deal. We're either going to have someone in with the deal, with the offer that you are proposing, someone out, or a counter offer. And so, Kellen, the floor is yours.
So first off, great job on the presentation. I think actually it is a pretty interesting deal in terms of, very, like, it's a nice pitch for investors because we don't really need to do much here. It does seem like there might be some money to be made. One challenge I have with it is the after repair value jumping pretty significantly from the $10,000 renos. Kind of makes me wonder if that ARV is reasonable or not. I mean, we have, a current value, you're saying maybe around 270, and then putting 10,000 in renos jumps it to 330. Oftentimes I find for properties like this, maybe this is actually more of a wholesale. Like maybe this is something where you could throw it back up on the market for 300 right now without needing to do anything. And I'm just not sure if that's the case, because it makes me wonder if it is a reasonable after repair value of 330. But really, my main challenge is that I like long-term wealth building strategies, and this is obviously very short-term. So, you know, we have people like Ben who really like the active stuff. So I'm going to throw it to him, but for me, it won't be something I'll be able to jump in on.
Kellen, you got to tell me, man. Tell me about this neighborhood. This is your town, right? So guys, I always learned in business, go to people who know. I'm not going to guess on this. Kellen, is this a good deal for anybody? Like, what's the biggest problem with the Soo, and what's the biggest benefit in your mind, dude?
So one thing that I like about the fact that this is short term and it's in the Soo is I'm not the type who would ever want to invest in the Soo long term. There's a lot of people who are really highly dependent on the steel plant there. So, you know, my entire life growing up there, people were wondering, when is the steel plant going to shut down, right? Is something going to happen here? Ownership was changing, and people are always wondering if that's going to shut down. If it did, the Soo might become a ghost town. Like, it honestly makes me worried that could potentially happen. So I like that this is short term, and I think that scaling up something, you know, a flipping business there could make a lot of sense, because clearly we have people flooding to markets like this, Sudbury, Timmins, markets that I never would have thought we'd see people flooding toward. So right now might be a good opportunity to take advantage of these short-term strategies. So I think for flips, something like this could make a lot of sense.
So what you're saying is if that the steel plant goes down, somebody gonna steal my copper. That's what you're saying to me right now, right? So I'm gonna go there. We're gonna go to the Soo. My dude's gonna grab his paint sprayer. Humble's gonna get on the plane and go over there. And when I get down, I'm gonna have no copper, and they're gonna go to the steel plant shut down, so we needed to steal something. That's what you guys are saying to me, right?
No.
That's awesome. All right, listen, we got Kellen out of this deal. I'm gonna bring it to Matt. Matt, are you in? Are you out? Or do you have a counter for Matheson tonight?
Yeah, again, really appreciate you coming on short notice, Matheson. This is an interesting deal. There's potentially some profit here. I think for me, the biggest thing is just, you know, you maybe have the Sault Ste. Marie connection, and that's great, but I don't know if there's enough here where, like, you're bringing a lot to the table per se, other than this one transaction. So I could see eventually, you know, your partner in Sault Ste. Marie may be wondering, what does Matheson really bring to the table? If all of a sudden a Matt or a Ben steps in as the money and I'm the Soo guy, you know, where's Matheson? So just food for thought there, but I'm going to be out on this one, but best of luck with it.
All right. So we are out with two. And we got Ben. Is there anything you wanted to go ahead and say?
I was just going to say, you know, I know people in the Soo, so I'm happy to connect you with an investor there if there's something that, you know, if something you're looking for.
All right. This brings us down to the last individual from the red corner. Humble, will you make your 2 accepted deals tonight? The floor is yours.
Well, listen, I would like to invest in the Soo, but I don't want to get sued. So I'll probably have to go to a lady named Sue to make sure that the steel factory is still working so nobody steals the copper in my property. You know, I got to work on it. I mean, that's the wrap that I got for tonight. I tell you what, though, I like you a lot. I like the fact that you're willing to drive down there. Never underestimate a man willing to get his hands dirty. Never underestimate a man willing to drive 20 hours to go and make things right. There's value in that kind of personality. I really respect that about you for putting it to the table. So here's what I would do for you. I want to do a lot of deals. I don't know much about the Soo. I mean, I don't know much about copper either, but I'm just going to assume that you know what you're talking about.
Wait, Ben, before I'm going to let you finish, but I just got to hear one more time from the Soo man himself, Mr. Kellen. Do you have any value wish to add to this conversation before throws his offer?
Sorry, so I tossed you a message there. I already said what I needed to say, so sorry to interrupt.
All right, Ben, back to you, my man.
Yeah, he wanted to finish my rap. Kellen, go ahead. You got something to say about the Soo and the steel and the copper? All right.
I would have gone into a boy named Sue. You know, maybe
there's a boy named Sue. I know what he does. He steals copper for a living, and he's going to be. How many cats are in Sault Ste. Marie? One of my first houses I bought was owned by 15 cats, and the neighbors were feeding the cats, and I couldn't evict them, right? So, like, I had to go down to the property, and needless to say, the copper got stolen, the cats stole it, the cat gang, got to. Nevertheless, I have experience with cats and copper, all right? So I want to make sure that that's not going to be the case going to the Soo. Here's my offer. You ready? I want to partner with you guys. You keep saying partner, but your partner's not here. He should be here. I'll give you $240, which is the actual purchase price. The three of us partner together. Bring him in the mix. Instead of me giving you $250, he makes 10 and a bunch of false promises. Bring it to the table. Let me bring the $240 in. I'll give that to you as a first mortgage at 12%. I'll give you $20,000 for the rehab as a second mortgage, also at 12%, because I think you're going to need a little bit more money. And I'm only going to take 25% of the profit on this, and I'll give you the cash for 3 months if you need it. And if you make money on this deal and everything materializes, then we'll go back to the other transaction, the 50-50, and I'll fund your guys' deals going forward. The three of us will make a partnership. He's a boy named Sue. You're in London, and I never need to go to the Sue ever again. So, but it's got to be a three-way partnership on this to make sure we're not getting screwed on wholesale deals and people are preaching wrong numbers, because I have no way to validate if someone's going to steal that copper. You feel me?
I hear
All right, so Matheson, we have a counter offer. All right, let me know in the comments where you're at. Matheson, what is your response?
I love that deal. I'm looking forward to creating this partnership with Ben, and I'm going to take that deal.
Done. Congratulations. The only thing we need to do is solidify this is one thing. I want to hear your best meow.
My best meow. I don't even understand the question.
Yeah,
like a cat meow?
You got it.
I'm more like a lion. I tend to roar.
Well, I need to hear something. I don't know if the deal's done. We'll take it. All right. There it is.
All right.
Someone killed a cat.
The deal done. Matheson, congratulations. For those who had said we're going to be 2 for 2 tonight, shout out to each and every one of you. You can't doubt the pitchers when they step to the mound and they make their throw, because someone just might swing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the pitch. Matheson and Mina are walking away with W's, and I got to give you the floor real quick, Matheson. How are you feeling? What do you wish to share with the audience tonight?
First of all, I want to share anybody that stop being chicken feathers about you coming on the pitch. You can make the deal happen. Just show up. Just do it. And if you don't understand this mindset, join the council.
I love it. I love it. He said, stop being chicken feathers. No matter the weather, come and do it. No matter whatever. All right. There it is.
That's I know you were going to bring it like that. I got to switch up my game, man. You bringing it like that, man. Oh, geez.
I gotta try my hand at it every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? And so, Matheson, congratulations to you. I also want to say I'm looking forward to how these things materialize, because Ben, you are racking up these deals, and so we're really looking forward to seeing what these things materialize in. But, ladies and gentlemen, before we go into the dugout, which is the hangout that where all of us are going to continue this conversation, we're going to be hanging out in such a way where we're going to dive in, get into the mindset, understand what we were thinking. Why were some people out? Why did some people counter? Why did some people sign a deal verbally? And what is going on with these experienced investors? Hang out with us on a dugout. If you want to, all you got to do is go to cashflowtribepitch.com, grab yourself a free membership, and you can hang out with us on Zoom right after this. But before we do, I got to give it to our honorable guest, Kellen. Thank you so much for being on with us. Your knowledge and your expertise brought a ton of value to tonight's show. But before I let you go, I got to give you the floor just one more time. Is there anything you wish to share with our viewers tonight?
I don't know. I mean, I think this was great. I think there's a lot to learn here. You guys are doing the right thing by following along on people who have done this before. Yeah, I don't really have a lot to add. If you guys want to follow me, I'm on Instagram, Kellen.James. Happy to, if you guys have questions, feel free to shoot me a DM.
Come on, man. Plug yourself away. Follow him. He's got things going on. He's always looking to pour into people. And so I'm excited for the journey ahead for you, Kellen. Matt, how do you feel about tonight? We got 2 deals accepted. What is your point of view that you wish to explain to everybody?
Yeah, just another great episode of The Pitch. Really enjoyed kind of the innovative deal that Mina was pitching us, even if it wasn't right for myself. And, it's also great just to see a relatively simple deal from Matheson.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sometimes simple is the best way to go, if not most times. But from the red corner, the one who has snatched up not 1, but 2 deals tonight, what do you have to say for everybody watching?
I'd like to end this amazing episode with a little poem that I've written here. There once was a cat in a hat, and he had plenty of copper, which was proper. And he looked like steel, like Superman. I'm Humble CEO, bitch. Catch me, Matt McKeever, on these deals if you can.
Come on, man. Humble with them bars. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. And so with that said, everybody, this is the pitch. If you want to be on this, I need y'all to sign up. You can click the link in the description box. It'll be down below this video. If we want you to be on here, because the reality is there is money to be spent. There is money to be lent. There's business partnerships to be made. Listen, these people are for real. They're looking to make money, and they're looking to do it with you if your pitch is good enough. And so sign up. The information will be below. We look forward to connecting with each and every one of you. And until next time, this is The Pitch, brought to you by Cashflow Tribe. I'm your host, Daniel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love.
My name's Alex Mustatea. I've joined the Cashflow Tribe about a month and a half ago. I do have a full-time job. I've been doing real estate investments on my own for the better part of 8 to 10 years. It has been very slow, lone wolf mentality. I've only been in the real estate investment and business ownership mindset for a few months now, so it was quite slow. Meeting like-minded individuals that I can collaborate with has been a nice change of pace. Cashflow Tribe has been some serious practitioner information that I was able to tap into, but I knew I needed to take it to a higher level.
My name is Soham Gupta. I'm with Cashflow Tribe since April of 2020. My life way before I came into Cashflow Tribe, I was working my job and just paying my bills. I was just getting by. One day while I was working at my work, I work as a general laborer, picking a lot of heavy cases, and my knee started hurting really bad. And I was so upset about that work that I thought, man, what am I doing over here? And that really made me take the leap forward to do something about it and join Cashflow Tribe. Happy that I have a purpose now. I learned a lot about real estate investing. I have plans to implement on them, and I think within the next couple of months, I would be making a lot of money compared to what I was working in.
My name is Daniel LeBlanc, and I joined Cashflow Tribe back in March. I was stuck. I couldn't go any further up. So when COVID happened, I was at home. I had no more work. I had one job to finish before, and I finished it. And then I couldn't take on more jobs because people were staying in the homes with kids and all that, so we can't do work with people living in their homes. I've been doing investments since 2006, so it's not my first rodeo. I've done 2 major failures where I had to lose everything and start again. It's very hard. So the whole world's crashing down financially, and you're just like, you got to go another 7 years before your credit get worked up again, so you can get the courage to go back forward and do your deals again. Since I found Cashflow Tribe, things are going back for the positive, the way I love it. Because before that, I was like losing energy, losing focus for it. The drive was gone. And then when I got Cashflow Tribe, they were talking about all the strategies and all that stuff, and they're saying how possible it can be. It just boosted my spirit back up. I'm back on the game. I'm back finding that life that I lost back when everything went wrong, right? Everybody wins. And if somebody's losing in one of my deals, I don't want to do a deal. I don't care if I win. I don't want it. I could make $1 million on a deal. If I cannot have my partners to win on the deal as well, I don't want the deal.
My name's Joshua Clow, and I joined Cashflow Tribe back in March. Before I joined Cashflow Tribe, I would go to these meetups, and nothing really changed. There was no accountability, which is one thing that's really core to Cashflow Tribe. And so as soon as I had that, not only did you have this intense sense of community, where people actually connected with you all the time and were eager to do so and lend out a helping hand, but you also had accountability. So like you felt like you had to kind of start taking some action. I came from like a pretty poor family. Both my parents were on ODSP and stuff like that. And I never really even took it in that I had a choice. I just kind of almost had this sense of having like a vow of poverty on my life forever, that like it's just the way it was, the way it always gonna be. And when I started to invest in myself, that was what made the mind switch. And so I'm a big believer in the power of perspective, and that can change your whole world around you. This was a big investment for myself and my wife. I'm ready to go. I want to join council. I want to start doing deals this week, and I want to start a business and just go full tilt with nothing stopping me.
Wow, guys, what an amazing episode of The Pitch. Wasn't that awesome? 2 deals went down tonight. Absolutely amazing to see. Peter, the producer, who's hosting the live stream, hosting the show, and I'm hanging out in the dugout right now with everyone. We're in a separate Zoom call right now in the dugout discussing what went on today and what went on with these deals. 2 deals went down. There may be some further negotiations going down in the dugout, but past weeks, what they've done is they've actually done live pitches there during it. So if you guys are interested, you want to have a seat at the table, you want to actually talk and hear how the deals are going down with Ben, and we had Mina today and we had Matheson and how their deals are going, you guys got to head over to the dugout. But it's only available for Cashflow Tribe members. So if you guys are not a member of Cashflow Tribe yet, really suggest doing it. You can get your free membership and join the dugout by heading to cashflowtribepitch.com. Well, this is actually so hard to do right now. But head over. You guys can join us in the dugout where we're breaking down these deals and hanging out with the investors, hanging out with Kellen, hanging out with Matt, hanging out with Ben, and the pitchers for today. And I don't know why you guys are still here. There's 58 people of you. I can see 59 of you who are just watching me. I don't know why you guys are watching me right now. So guys, stop what you're doing. Go join Cashflow Tribe by visiting cashflowtribepitch.com and come hang out with us in the dugout. Well, that's it for another episode of The Pitch. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Really appreciate all you guys, and we'll see you guys next week. Peter, the producer.